Hi everyone, my name is Olamide Olaoba. I'm your grad school advisor. Previously, I started a video on how to write exceptional materials for grad school application, and I released a video on how to write a stellar statement of purpose for grad school application. If you are yet to see that video, I recommend that you see that video. Again today on the second edition of exceptional materials for grad school application. I'll be talking to you about academic CV, which is a very important part of your grad school application package. So today I'll be sharing some tips with you on how to write a stellar academic CV. Just before I dive right into it, if you are yet to subscribe to my YouTube channel, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, like, share, and comment on my videos, and please hit the notification button so you'll be notified each time I release new videos. So, let's get right into it. So, how to write a stellar academic CV for grad school application. Again, I'm your grad school advisor. I'll be discussing these tips under three outlines, and the first thing I'm going to do is to tell you what an academic CV is, what an academic CV is used for, what differentiates an academic CV from a resume, and the several conditions that you have to consider when writing your academic CV. Again, I'll be discussing the components of an academic CV. Specifically in these tips, in this teaching, I'll be giving you 10 important components of an academic CV. And lastly, I'll be discussing how to write an academic CV. And this is going to be a step-by-step guide on how to write an academic CV. So let's go to the first outline, which is what is an academic CV? I know this is something that I expect everyone to know, but I just want to tell you one fascinating thing, that it represents your scholarly identity. It is your identity, and it is a representation of your educational trajectory. That is your educational history, your achievements over time in education. Don't forget, this is within the confines of academics, and that is why I said it represents your scholarly identity. Let's see the definition given to a curriculum vitae by Cornell University Graduate School. According to Cornell University Graduate School, a CV is a longer synopsis of your educational and academic background, as well as teaching and research experience, publications, awards, presentations, honors, and additional. So this is a definition from Cornell University Graduate School. And don't forget that this academic CV or this presentation is tailored towards an exceptional material for grad school application. So you should know that part of what you should have in CV based on the definition of Cornell University Graduate School is research experience, publications, education, academic background, awards, presentations, honors, and some other details which we'll be talking about in this lecture. Again, it is a comprehensive statement. Your CV is a comprehensive statement that emphasizes your professional qualifications, your education, your experience over time, like we have reiterated, accomplishments, what you have accomplished. I'll be sharing some tips on what accomplishment is, uh, what accomplishment is just right for your academic CV, and those that you should not include. Activities that are very important for your grad school applications. These are part of those things your CV should contain. Special qualification that differentiates you from other applicants, or which is just like an addendum to your strengths, must also be included to your academic CV. So let's talk about some ideals of an academic CV. So the first thing I'll be talking about is pages. So what is the number of pages that is required or expected of academic CV? Well, let me first mention to you that An academic CV does not have a page limit. It does not have a page limit. Academic because it is something that represents your scholarly identity. So, for instance, a professor we have as much as 20 something pages of a CV. You know, postdocs we have as much as that sometimes. So it does not have pages limit. Unlike what you would see on resume is usually page restricted. It is just a brief representation or brief presentation of what you have in your CV, and that is what your resume is. But as far as your CV is concerned, it does not have page limitation. However, in the confines of grad school application, you want to pay attention to the requirement of your school. I have seen a number of times on different web page of different university giving a recommendation on the number of pages they want for a particular CV in a particular application. So you want to make sure you understand the number of pages or the pages requirement of the university that you are applying to, then you adhere to this strictly. On the average, it is usually restricted to 3 pages. You don't want to go above 3 pages if that is what the limitation states. What if the school does not specify? Okay, so in a situation whereby a particular university does not specify the number of pages you are expected to write, I strongly recommend that you do not go above 3 pages, especially within the confines of grad school application. How about the font size? So this is kind of tricky here, especially because if you have so much to put on your CV, you may not want to use um, 12 fonts. So the standard is usually 11 font size. You want to make sure that whosoever or the grad school admission committee are able to read very easily what you have put together. So, but regardless, sometimes I've seen people use 10. I personally, during my own application, I had some more information to put on my CV, and I was almost exceeding 3 pages, I think, and I used a font size of 10. So, but the usual recommended font size, even according to Cornell University Graduate School, is 11 font size. So you want to make sure that you do not necessarily go above this except it is warranted. For instance, in the case where you have so much to put that are very important and yet you are almost exceeding the 3 pages requirement of a particular school. So you may just try to reduce the font size to like 10. And if you still need more space to do that, then I would recommend that you just highlight the most important achievements you have and leave the rest. You can pick on the rest as part of your humble brags in your statement of purpose. So, what comes first? What is important? Beauty versus content. What makes a CV exceptional? Usually, I've seen a lot of people adopting different way to present their CV, and of a fact, a lot of CV are beautiful, like beautiful. I'm not talking about the content. So, but let me say, on the barest minimum, I expect an applicant to understand text formatting. You should be able to appropriately format your CV. You want to make sure that where you have to justify, where you need a left justification, you do so. Where you need a middle justification, you do so. Where you need, you know, every angle. When you need the appropriate, or when you need to justify, you need just the appropriate way of justifying. That is what I mean. So you want to make sure that all of this is done, and that is part of what beautifies CV. But beyond what you have as academic CV in terms of beauty, the content is the most important. The content comes first. So why you want to pay attention to beauty, or why you want to pay attention to making sure that your CV is so beautiful and appealing to the selection committee, you want to make sure that it is the content of your CV that raise the highest volume. Make sure you are presenting what matters. Make sure you reiterate your accomplishment. Make sure you don't feel shy to say how good you are in some of your skills. It is not bad. Like I said, it is your scholarly identity. So you want to make sure that you present yourself so well on CV, present yourself so well in print. So this is very important. Again, between beauty and content, you should tilt this balance towards content more than beauty, because it is the content that counts. But again, you want to make sure that you appropriately format your CV so that it looks beautiful, and of course the content is also appealing. So let's talk about the 10 components of an academic CV. So here I highlight 10 components of academic CV. So I'll be talking to you today on contact information. So contact information is the first major and most important, of course, you would expect, component of your academic CV, your education background. I'll be talking to you about your professional positions and what you should have in these professional positions. I will also be sharing tips on what you should have as part of the content of your academic development. I'll be sharing with you what you should put in honors and awards. You should not shy away in sharing the positions you have taken over time, especially that relates with leadership and service. I also encourage you to include your professional membership and affiliations, certifications, skills, and finally, your references. So, these are the 10 components of a stellar academic CV that I will be sharing some tips about today. I'll be giving you tips what should rightly fit into all these 10 components of your academic CV. And and I'll be doing this in my next video. So I encourage you to watch the next video, as there is a final bonus at the end of that video. So currently, I want to make sure that you understand every bit of all these components so that you can write your own academic CV on your own. So again, if you are yet to subscribe to my YouTube channel, I encourage you to do so. Subscribe, like, share, and hit the notification button so you'll be notified each time I release new videos. See you in the next video. Thank you.